Happy Monday. Ace Bailey is still fouling as we speak. Let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven. Welcome back. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I'm ready to roll. We got another week of NBA action. The weekend started out great. Hit our only one unit play on Friday, went 3-1. All was good. Saturday was just whatever. And then Sunday, people couldn't keep their hands off other people. We'll talk about that in the recap a little bit. Ended up being right around an even weekend, though. Quick reminder, NFL Monday Night Football Best Bets video. It is out now. Had another great weekend in the NFLs. We're on a little bit of a hot streak now. So be sure to go check it out. But as you guys know, any graphics in this video are from OUTLIER, the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below in the description. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it. Got to start off Monday with a little dad joke. Here we go. A Mexican fireman has 2 sons. One's name is Jose. What's the other son's name? Jose B. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap that weekend, and then we're going to talk defenses versus the point guard position, and then I'm going to give you the potential assist numbers like we did last week, and then, of course, we'll talk some back-to-backs, just to let you guys know what teams are on back-to-backs, and then I'll give you a few leans, a couple best bets, and we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community we have here. Let's get Monday rolling. And that means it's recap time. All right, here is the recap for the weekend. Again, great start on Friday. 3-1. Stephon Castle, our only one need to play. He cashes for us. Thinking of it like 15 or 16. Looney, under 9.5 PRAs. Love that read we had there. Did pretty much nothing. Played like 10 minutes. I think he had like 4. Brandon Williams over 4.5 assists. This one, he was playing 30 minutes every game. And then all of a sudden, D'Lo had a great game as his backup point guard. Brandon Williams was missing some shots, so his minutes went all the way down to like 18 or 19 that game. And luckily, he still cashed at 5 dimes. Miles Bridges under 20.5 points. This guy came to play. I mean, he was just knocking down shot after shot. Ended with a ton of points. So bad read there. 3-1 day. Then we move to Saturday. Easy win with Raptors minus 6.5 over the lowly Pacers. And then I added later in the day a Rollins-Edwards parlay. Edwards was awful. Rollins was bad, but also is just a massive blowout. So 1-1. And then we move to Sunday, guys. Here we go. Harden under... By the way, why am I betting on Sunday on NBA? Anyways, Harden under 25.5 points was looking great. He had like 9 points, second quarter. It was about to be a blowout. The Clippers come all the way back in the second half. They don't quite win, but they come all the way back. Harden goes off for 32, I believe it was, in the second half. Oh, my goodness. And then Sarr, I am now officially 0-3 on him. I have faded him. I have not faded him. He fouled out, didn't score, didn't shoot well. And then we go to the most pathetic performance of the NBA season. I mean this, guy. This has nothing to do with just losing a bet. This was absolutely embarrassing and just disgusting. Sorry, Ace Bailey, if you're watching, because of course he is. 6 fouls in 10 minutes. He's not even a rim protector. He's a guard. I don't even know what to say. I literally turned it on. I see, okay, he's got 5 points in 6 minutes. We're good, but he got taken out. Why? 3 fouls, okay? Comes back in, takes him a minute to get the 4th. Comes back in the second half. You think, okay, halftime, he's got 4 fouls. In his mind, he's thinking, hey, I want to play basketball. Let's stop fouling. It takes him 39 seconds, I believe, to pick up his 5th foul. And then again, a couple minutes later, he picks up his 6th in the 4th quarter, I think. Never seen anything like it. Disgusting. Just disgusting. It is what it is. So I don't even know if the read was good. He had 5 points in 10 minutes. But that's what we got. So Sunday hurt us. It was going to be a profitable weekend. Again, down 4.5 units on the season. We're going to keep grinding. We won about 29 units last year. Still trusting the process. But my goodness, we will have some good luck. We'll get on that hot streak, that's for sure. But that's what we got for the weekend recap. Now, let's talk the point guards. All right, we start out with the defenses giving up the most points to the point guard position. If you're new, we do point guards on Monday, shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, and end with centers on Friday. We're going to do most and least points, rebounds, and assists to kind of just give you some good matchups. Again, this should be part of your handicap. But we got 3 matchups here. If the team or player is in green, that just means they're playing today. But the Pelicans facing SGA, that is a huge spread in that game. But SGA, 32.6 points per game. Ho-hum, just doing SGA things. Pelicans giving up almost 28. Then we got the Bulls facing Jamal Murray. Bulls coming off on a back-to-back. 26.5 points given up, and Murray scoring 22.1. And then the Pacers facing Cade Cunningham, 27.5 points per game, who is questionable to play, but Pacers 26.3. So take a screenshot. Hopefully that helps. Let's look over the rebounds now. And we got 3 more matchups. The Clippers facing Tyrese Maxey, 5.1 rebounds per game. Clippers giving up 7.5 almost. And the Sixers facing James Harden on the other side of that game. Harden, 6.3 rebounds. Sixers giving up 7. And the Pacers facing Cade Cunningham yet again, 6.86. Cunningham, 5.4 rebounds per game. So take a screenshot. Now let's check out the assists. And we got a couple matchups here. We got the Nuggets facing Josh Giddey. Now, will Giddey play? It's the second night of a back-to-back. Just had a double overtime game, all that kind of stuff. But Nuggets, a good matchup there. And Clippers facing Tyrese Maxey yet again, averaging 7.8 assists. So that's all the numbers. Top 10. Again, these are last 30 days, which is still, the NBA season. But now let's take a look at some tough matchups here. It's not really matchups, more just the toughest teams. The fewest points per game given up to point guards. Thunder, Cavaliers, and Sixers are all playing today. Celtics, Rockets. Harden blew up the Celtics today in the second half. So, but we know the Thunder, one of the best pick-and-roll ball handler defenses in the NBA, as well as Cleveland. And then Lakers, Pelicans, Nets, Rockets, and Knicks are top 5 rebounds allowed. And then the fewest assists allowed. Blazers giving up less than 6.5 per game. Grizzlies, that's surprising. But Raptors, they were there last year. Thunder, no surprise. Pistons, not a surprise either. And the Pacers are a team that they'll let you score. They just don't give up a ton of assists. So that's what we got for all the matchups and the stats for the point guards. Now let's talk some potentials. All right, we try to do this once a week. I want to give you some potential assist numbers. These are numbers that I look at when you're talking assists. You expect a point guard, or especially guys that just have a lot of potentials like these guys, to get at least 50% of their potential assists. So it kind of tells you, are they getting lucky? Are they not? It starts out with a non-point guard. Jokic, obviously an absolute beast, 20 PAs, potential assists he's averaging. And then you keep going down the list. Cade Cunningham, James Harden has upped it a little bit. Last week, I think he was out of 14 potentials. Now it's 16.2. But you see Josh Giddey there. It's only 5 games. So, by the way, all these stats are last 8 games. Some of these players played like 7, 8. But if they've only played 5 or 6, I marked it here. But Josh Giddey, how about 10.6 assists out of 14.8? That is a high conversion rate, that's for sure. Morant now out. And then you see the Mitchell boys back-to-back. Donovan down there for Cleveland, averaging only 6.1 on 14. Not a ton. Kind of getting a little unlucky there. And then Davion Mitchell, 7.8 out of 13.3. So those are some good numbers there. But you go down the list, you see Giannis there as well. Russell, SGA, Jalen Johnson averaging 7.3 assists. Pretty big number there. Şengün, obviously we know he's a center who loves to pass it as well. Nembhard makes an appearance, 5 games played only, but 7 out of 12 potential assists. So again, just some more info. Hopefully these kind of help you out with your numbers and research and all that. So that's what I got for the point guards and the potential assists. Now let's talk some back-to-backs. All right, we got 4 teams on a back-to-back today. Again, these against the spread numbers. I'm putting these on 0 days rest, just so you know how these teams have been doing. It's early in the season. So it's really just to show you who's on a back-to-back. We'll get better numbers as we get, midway through the year and how these teams are really doing. But Clippers, Pelicans, Mavericks, and Bulls are the 4 teams on the back-to-back today. And the Bulls coming off a double overtime game. Mavericks, the only team here with more than 1 game on a back-to-back. They are actually 2-0 against the spread so far this year. So hopefully that helps. That's what we got for the research help. Now let's talk some leans. All right, I got 3 leans for you. All of them are player props, kind of backwards today. You'll see later on in the bets. But the first one, Giannis, over 18.5 rebounds plus assists. This line, I think, will be moving. That's for sure. But he's over this line in 6 of 12 games, averaging 18.5 RAs per game. He faced Cleveland back on October 26th. He had 23 RAs on a huge 37 potentials. That's insane. But we just saw the last 2 teams, how they faced or how they defended Giannis. They made him get rid of the ball. Versus Charlotte, had a ridiculous 18 dimes on 23 potential assists. Versus the Lakers, 5 assists on 13 potentials, but it was a blowout. Didn't play full minutes. That game was ugly. So it depends really how the defense is going to defend him, because Giannis is a guy who can score 40, or he can get 12 dimes, depending, or he could sometimes get both. But he just takes what the defense gives him. So, he already had a good matchup against these guys. And the Cavs struggle versus point guards. Power forwards, giving up the most rebounds to power forwards this year, giving up the 4th most assists to power forwards this year. Just this is the best overall matchup for RAs. I like his overall PRAs as well, but kind of prefer RA a little bit. 18.5, probably go as high as 19.5 here. Second one, Andre Drummond. Now, we got 2 leans, as you can tell from the same game here. Andre Drummond over 12.5 points and assists. Yes, an Andre Drummond prop with no rebounds allowed included. This is a weird one, but this season without Embiid, he's played 6 games. I don't really care about the first two because he was coming off the bench. He played 23 minutes in both games, but the last four, he's starting now 28, 34, 33, and 36 minutes. That's what I expect to see here in those four games, over in every single one of them. 14, 19, 14, and 14 PRAs. The part that helps here in the last four games, he's 5 for 9 from deep. Knocked down a couple threes. How about that? But facing the Clippers, this will be the third game in 4 nights. Double overtime game on Friday. Last night, played in Boston. Clippers have given up the second most points to centers. Drummond has the ability to add a couple assists too, based on his 3-4 potential assists he's been getting. I didn't add PRAs because his rebounding line is set at 12.5. That's a pretty high number versus the Clips. So I like the PAs for him to possibly go over for the 5th straight game. Probably wouldn't play it at 13.5, but 12.5 is a lean. The next one. And final lean, same game, Tyrese Maxey over 3.5 rebounds. Now, guard rebounds can be kind of, I don't know, inconsistent, I guess, but he's played 6 games without Embiid also. As you can see by this outlier screenshot, over this in all 6 games. Not just that, he's averaging 5.5 rebounds per game over that stretch, so way over this one. He's averaging 8.6 rebound chances per game without Embiid in there. I mean, even if you just get a very average amount, you're looking at 4. That's pretty good here. So good potentials. He now has a good matchup versus the Clippers. You saw it earlier in the research help, giving up the 6th most rebounds to the point guard position. 7 of the last 9 point guards have gone over their rebounds line, so it's been solid. Now, in this one, Kelly Oubre is out. Obviously, Embiid is out. Paul George may make his season debut. Does that affect the rebounds a little bit without Oubre with him? To me, it's not that big of a deal because Paul George, I doubt he's coming in to play 30 minutes. Coming off big surgery, I'm sure he'll be limited if he even does play. So minutes potential is pretty high here. I like his over 3.5 rebounds, but that's what I got for the 3 leans. Now let's talk the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Miami, Florida, where the Heat host the New York Knickerbockers. Heat minus 1.5. Total in this one is 241.5. I'm going back to it. Give me the Heat on the money line, minus 120 on FanDuel for a half unit. These guys just played. I gave Heat out as a like a big underdog, plus 190 or something like that against the Knicks. They didn't quite pull it out, but this is the second game in a row between these teams. It is not easy beating the same team twice in a row. We've seen it all season long. Heat played the Cavs. They split their series. Knicks split the series with the Bulls. I don't remember which one they won, but it's just hard to beat a team twice in a row. But now let's talk the injury report. We know Bam and Hero still out from Miami. They have been for a while now. Knicks obviously going to be without Jalen Brunson yet again. And also add to the list, now OG Anunoby is going to be out for a little while. And then McBride, Jalen's backup, iffy to play in this game. So they got some injury news. But let's talk some numbers. The Heat have been absolutely excellent at home. 5-1 straight up, 5-1 against the spread. One of the best home teams in the NBA. Knicks on the road, this is wild. They have played 3 total games on the road. They just had a 7-game homestand. They haven't left their beds since Halloween. That's wild to me. And what have they done in those 3 games on the road? 0-3. Not been pretty. One of those games was October 26th earlier versus this same Miami team, and the Heat beat them 115-107. Obviously, Jalen Brunson was in, Bam was in, that kind of stuff. But I just like the spot a lot more here for the Heat at home. Knicks, Cat, obviously, going to have an excellent game. He did last game, but no Jalen, no OG, maybe no McBride. It's going to be up to him, Mikal Bridges, maybe Jordan Clarkson off the bench. Josh Hart put in a surprising, I think, triple-double last game. Mitch Robb, a rebounding monster, still very limited, not even playing 20 minutes yet. So these teams already played twice this year. Both teams won at home. I think it happens again here. Again, it's tough to beat them. Now we're going to Miami. I like the Heat to make some adjustments. Give me the Heat on the money line as my first best bet. All right, before we get into it, as you guys know, we talk about KALSHI. They are the biggest prediction market in the world, but they got big news. Big announcement has been made. They are now partnered with PrizePicks. I know a lot of you guys love PrizePicks. PrizePicks has now launched prediction markets thanks to their multi-year partnership with them. If you don't really know what that means, KALSHI is a site that allows you to trade on a ton of different events around the world. We're talking sports, economics, movies, music, politics, weather, video games, etc., buy and sell contracts on topics really that interest you. I mean, it's awesome. Pretty cool partnership here. Just want to make sure I let you know. So, of course, if you want to join KALSHI on its own as well, that link is below in the description. You get a $20 bonus credit. All right, now back to the video. All right, here we go. The second one takes us out to Toronto, Canada, where the Raptors host the Charlotte Hornets. Raptors minus 7.5. Total in this one is 237.5. I don't know what's gotten into me today. I'm not going to lie. I'm giving you 2 bets, and they're both either money line or spreads. They're not props. I did give you some prop leans, but if I haven't had a play, it'll probably be a prop. But these just jumped out at me. Give me the Raptors minus 7.5, minus 115 on BetMGM for a half unit. We cashed the Raptors over the weekend, minus, I think it was around this line against the Pacers, 6.5 even. This team is rolling right now. They have won 7 of their last 8 games. In those 7 wins, every single one of them was by 10 or more points, including 2 wins over the Cavs by 11 and 13 points, a 28-point win against the Bucks, a 12-point win over the Hawks in Atlanta. In the last 8 games, the Toronto Raptors have the 4th best net rating in the NBA. That's 3rd best defensive rating, 8th best offensive rating. And they haven't come out of nowhere. They were great in the second half of last year. You guys remember I tried to tail them early in the season, thinking they were that team again. They weren't quite there yet, but now they are. They're taking care of the ball. 3rd best assist to turnover ratio in the last 8 games, giving up the lowest 3-point percentage to their opponents in the last 8 at 29.7%. 2nd lowest field goal percentage. 8th fewest points in the paint, 3rd fewest fast break points. This team is just rolling on defense and just really everywhere right now. They can beat you in different ways. Different guys can step up. You guys know they got Scotty doesn't know. They got Emmanuel Quickly. They got Brandon Ingram. They got all these guys. So now we talk about the Hornets. LaMelo is playing this game, but you know what? They're 2-5 with LaMelo. Guess who they beat in their 2 wins? The Nets and the Wizards. Yep, I could beat them. Losing by an average of 15.4 points per game with LaMelo in the lineup. Last 8 games, 8th worst net rating in the NBA, 5th worst assist to turnover ratio, giving up the 6th most points per game. I mean, it is all the opposite. Raptors have scored the 6th highest percentage of their points from in the paint the last 8 games. And this team, this Charlotte Hornets team, is struggling to defend the paint. So final numbers, nothing huge. Raptors 2-2 against the spread at home. Hornets 2-4 against the spread on the road. Now they have to travel to Toronto. I am riding the hot team here yet again. Give me the Raptors minus 7.5. That is my second and final best bet on the video. I am waiting for more props. You'll see at least one added play in the morning, maybe 2, more than likely props as I kind of sift through them. I do like those leans. I may add one of those. We'll find out. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My 2 best bets so far. What is happening? Where are the props? Heat moneyline minus 120 for a half unit. Raptors minus 7.5 for a half unit. Again, added plays will be coming. They will be in the pinned comments below. Be sure to go check out that Monday Night Football Best Bets video as we look to stay hot in the NFL. But again, thank you guys for watching and the support every single day. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.